Hi guys, this is Breaker, and right now it looks like I'm gonna go ahead and take an interesting replay, or so it sounded from my perspective from the front page of drop.sc. And as you can see guys, I'm using a new observer interface. It takes up a lot less of the screen than what the classic interface would. And this is rather interesting. We actually, hold on, let me go ahead and give both players their intro first. Spawning as our Protoss in the lower left-hand corner, I give you all Caedin. I'll just call him Caedin from now on. Then the lower right is unsuspecting Terran opponent, Zerolu. Yeah. And, you know, I said it before and I'll say it again. This probe moving out right now in the direction that we see it in is actually rather, what's the word I'm looking for? Unexpected. Getting there this early. Both players are in their placement matches. That's what I find superbly interesting about this game. But, let's just wait and see where things are going to go from here. Alright, the probe's waiting over here, and, looks like this would be, I guess, maybe an okay time to just say, what's going on with me and so on and so forth. So far, so standard. There is, of course, the AZA StarCraft League, and it will be getting started up in about, let me think here, 4 days? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. This upcoming Thursday. It'll be the 2nd of May. So, yeah. If you guys want to see some, and basically this time around, they're not going to have the Prime team. They will, of course, have Boom Boom Prime. For some odd reason, the winner of the last AZA StarCraft League did not, unfortunately, he did not get invited, but, you know, I mean, let's go look at this pylon real quick. Okay, it's gonna finish, but what's gonna happen from here? That's the real question. How's it gonna get followed up? At any rate, Prime Team, basically, you know, only one member got invited, and that was Boom Boom, and he's no longer a member of Prime, so I'm a little curious, you know, just how did it work out? You know, did he have someone on the inside, or, meh. Another pylon going down here for Caedin. And, ooh, another pylon going down here. So this must be screaming volumes to that of Zerolu right now. You know, he's like, okay, well, I see what's going on here. He's trying to make sure I can't get out. That kind of thing. And this is basically a cannon rush, no doubt, but it's more like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm thinking it'll be a miracle if either of those cannons even manage to get this supply depot to red HP. Let's just focus on the game. AZA StarCraft League is kind of deprioritized for now, and it looks like we actually had Zerolu attacking his own bunker by accident for a moment there. We do still just have a forge from Caedin. That's not going to help him out too much in the near future. The pylon here. Ooh, the probe was actually taken down. And now we see... Okay. From here we should see Zerolu, you know, he should be able to just move his marines out and kill the pylons, and he'll be good to go, but he's not doing that. So I'm thinking perhaps this is what you could call a lower level... This is going to be a lower league game, if you will. You have gas currently being harvested by Zerolu, a lot of it. So I mean, like, right now I wouldn't be surprised to see, what's the word I'm looking for? Some superbly early tech ups, but I mean, if we were to just examine the amount of resources lost from this so far, 250 minerals for absolutely nothing, except for one supply depot that has smoke coming off of it, I would say this is definitely not a wise move by Caedin. And soon we'll have Zerolu in a position where he can just move out and kill the cannons. Looks like he's just gonna go straight into killing cannons right now. They are unpowered. I have to stress right now that this is the opportunity where he has to move out, and he has to kill the rest of them. Again, examining resources lost thus far, it's at 500 minerals just for Caedin, and he's going to throw down a pylon here, but it's not going to get either of those cannons powered up. And this is just more and more losses. He's going to have to cancel these pylons and then do something, I want to say, a little more practical. It looks like he's not really doing that. He's got a chance to move out. He can see the pylon that's here. Probe, unfortunately, gets shut down. I don't quite understand what we see Caedin trying to do here. 5 Marines is more than enough to take down a single cannon while it's in construction. The follow-up, I guess, maybe he was just trying to buy time. Okay idea, I guess, but at the same time, if we look and see, you know, the income, the things that the money could have gone to, I would say maybe just now when we saw these cannons over here getting destroyed, it would have been an okay idea to go ahead and just try and play it straight into macro style. Maybe try and, what's the word? Upgrade, if you will. Looks like our first Reaper is out. I actually did not pay attention to what's in the production tab. It's a new interface that I gotta get used to, guys. We also have stim going down, as well as the ability for our Terran to crank out 3 Marines at a time. He's researching stim right now, and looks like Zerolu is actually sending his Reaper out in the wrong direction. I'm thinking perhaps he's trying to do a fast scout. And it looks like that's the case, but he's not going to find any Protoss Nexi there, if you will. Behind this, you know, actually, I can appreciate Zerolu, what he's doing right now. But right now, we see that Caedin's not quite making the wisest decisions. He is maximum saturated on his main. But I'm thinking that perhaps he's, you know, I mean, he's got the common sense. He knows that he shouldn't put more than 16 workers on an Nexus if he's just doing a single base opener. But here we go. Looks like this Reaper's gonna go in and at least I don't think it's gonna get any pro kills, but it's definitely gonna distract Caedin. It's gonna do some poking around, and it has a good read on just what's going on in the main. Twilight Council. Interesting. At this level of play, I would not be surprised to see, say, a Dark Shrine going down soon. I mean, if we just check the income right now, we have to see Caedin do something that's going to really set Zerolu back economically and put him in a heap of trouble. Because right now we see a small Bioforce moving out. Sure, there are no medevacs in the mix, and there's no combat shields either. But at the same time, you know, we have Marauders, and they're really gonna, you know, the Marauders themselves can do a lot of damage to Zealots simply due to the essence that they have concussive shells. But unfortunately, we won't see more than 2 Zealots getting kited at a time. Here we go. The sentries are right here. They have to make good force fields, but they're not using any right now. Oh! And that was an excellent dodge by Zerolu. So here we go. It looks like we have our Protoss finally opting to macro up. One thing that I think he should be doing right now is oversaturating on his main. And of course, he is also saving Chrono Boost because you never know when you may need carriers. Excuse me. Just woke up, but this time around I had a monster energy drink. Excuse me, a Rockstar energy drink, you know. Oh, but the Mothership Core sees these 2 medevacs moving, and Caedin is responding appropriately. Wait a minute, didn't he have a natural Nexus just a minute ago? I could have sworn. Anyway, we got Blink Stalkers coming into play right now, and the question is, what other tech do we have? No Dark Shrine to speak of, and you know, right now we can see that as this game goes on, the supply difference is just doing nothing but surmounting against that of Caedin. And of course, sure, more than half of it is, if we look at this, workers for our Terran. But at the same time, you know, this is where we're going to see his production really start to outweigh that of Protoss. There we go. Zerolu's army supply not quite fit to match up against that of Caedin's just yet, especially with all these force fields at his disposal. But at the same time, we don't see any AoE. If he can really get his production up, like we see maybe 2 more barracks or maybe just a couple of reactors on those barracks, who knows, then we'll see basically Caedin in a position where he just can't come back from. But here we go, kind of a small-ish engagement at the natural. Blink being researched, of course, behind all of this, and some of these Marauders get shut down, but I think if they had simply targeted down some Stalkers, they would have done a bit more damage. And I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, Zealot Legs could have been an okay choice there. It's almost like, I mean, when you got Zealot Legs, it's like you've got armored piranhas charging straight at your Marines and your Marauders. And basically, they are the direct counter to Marauder concussive shells. I mean, concussive shells are basically only good for so long in the game, which still, even to now, have not been researched. So I'm thinking perhaps this would be somewhere equal to a low platinum, high gold level match on the NA server. Oh no, and it looks like the medevacs got one of 2 of the medevacs got targeted down. That's not quite the goal of any Protoss. You got to deal with the army somehow. If you check the army supply right now for Zerolu, it's actually not that high. But I want to say that his economic lead is basically paving the way for him to get, you know, even further ahead. And it looks like right now he's opting to take his third, as he should be. Alright, Time Warp going down on a good deal of these bio units. This is an engagement that is going to favor Caedin, simply due to the beautiful positioning of those force fields. And right now, Terran's floating a lot of resources. He's got to spend it on something. I mean, just look at that. 1,000 gold up here, 800 gas floating as well. By the way, guys, as long as we're on the topic of Asia and the Eastern Hemisphere, at least in small talk or in passing, I'd love to take this opportunity to give a huge shout out to Benji. That is Twitch.tv user Benji Lol. He's a great guy. Finally got Twitch partnership, you know, I mean, working hard, going at it, that casting, and he's going to all these LAN events. Who could not appreciate that? Anywho, double medevac drop going down in the main. It looks like it's going to do a lot of damage to Caedin if he's not careful. But Zerolu still stacking so many resources, still floating so many resources. It's just, I don't think it's going to help him too much. He's got to get his macro score even higher than what it was before. Oh, and here we go, a prod to the front. Lots of Marauders there. I think this would be more than adequate to deal with whatever's, I mean, this force from Protoss, oh my god, it's not going to let the Biopol out. That one Marauder's kind of just blocking it all, but the medevac, there is another medevac drop going down in the main. Not too big, it's just targeting down the probes that are on gas. I'm trying to chase some down at the same time. I'm thinking, you know, you can see that Zerolu clearly loves to do his medevac drops. So in response to that, I would simply throw down some more static defense. Ew, that medevac did not get out. Poor guy just exploded. Now, with that being said, we can see that Zerolu clearly has a huge economic lead. Of course, that was just because probes were temporarily pulled off the line. But as the main goes dry, we're going to see even fewer mineral patches getting harvested. And that's what's really going to hurt our Protoss player. Zerolu's really got, you know, I mean, if he wants to just solidly win this game through and through, he's just got to get his macro even higher, put some SCVs from the natural onto the third, maybe even oversaturate on the main a little bit more, and then pull all the SCVs off the main and put them on the third when he's ready to go. But that's the beauty of Terran. Oh my god, a lot of these units getting kind of misclicked, misrallied. Ouch! There's the misrally. Like, we got Marauders just running by without even firing off a single shot, stimming to get away, and now we just have Zerolu in a bad position. You know, the problem is, Zerolu should be winning this game, excuse me, but it just seems like every time he tries to engage, he's getting bad engagements. Look at the army supply. Oh my god, he's not even... I don't know how to say this. This is just not looking, you know, beautiful for him, but here we go. Marauders versus Stalkers. I think we're going to see the small bio force in the main basically clean this up. Slowly but surely, at least clean up what's warping in right now, and now they're free to move into the mineral line. The question is, will they? Marauders, Marines, and Stalkers going up against all of these elite Stalkers. Oh, and the force fields are beautiful. The question is, oh no. Medevac drop did just get shut down in the main, and this Time Warp is just absolutely beautiful from Caedin. The problem is, I think we could have seen Zerolu win this if he had simply used much better micro, but now we have the Protoss basically digging into his natural. Zerolu simply quits the game. Caedin is victorious. If you guys liked what you saw here today, just go ahead and click on the follow button, subscribe button on this YouTube channel. This is Breaker. I will see you guys next time.